The late 70s and early 80s will probably go down in film history as a transitional period characterized by two trends. The first was the rise of several new national cinemas. The second was the gradual burnout of New Hollywood's personal idiosyncratic efforts in favor of more traditional fare and the gargantuan returns of mega-hits like Jaws and Star Wars. Australian Peter Weir's The Year of Living Dangerously is a good expression of an emerging national cinema that uses the techniques of the art film for material which, aside from the temporal setting and a little blood and skin, could easily have been produced in the 1940s. Mel Gibson stars as Guy Hamilton, an Australian journalist on the make in Sukarno's Indonesia. With the help of freelance photographer Billy Kwan, Linda Hunt, he makes a name for himself while taking the time to romance British agent Jill Bryant, Sigourney Weaver. Weir immerses these characters in an almost palpable environment drenched in enough tropical humidity to make you want to shower after watching. We are spared neither the filth and squalor of the Jakarta slums nor the drunken arrogance of the Western characters, particularly Guy's fellow journalists. Billy is the exception because he insists on a spiritual outlook to deal with life's daily horrors, and he takes it upon himself to guide Guy to the right moral path. Which points to some of the hybrid aspects of the film. The self-conscious post-colonial moralism rendered in dark cinematography, messy decor, and fractured editing combine to produce a distinctive feel, only to be filtered through a conventional romance and thriller. Gibson and Weaver look sensational and make a sexy couple, but we recognize that plot and tension without feeling much beyond formulaic suspense. Given that slightly remote feel, I have always thought I should like Year more than I do, particularly given the similarity of Weir's techniques to some of my own work. Blame my confusion on envy then, but at least part of the problem is Weir's tendency to obfuscate routine material with dreamy imagery in the service of vaporous, gratuitous mysticism. Here, Billy uses the Wayang puppet theater as a metaphor to explain his own outlook, and there is an obvious parallel between his description of the puppet's actions and the film's story. Thus, the stylization is more motivated than in other Weir films, but dressing a generic situation in exotic references is more pretentious than profound, particularly amidst a sweaty environment that brings any higher-flown intentions back to earth. Perhaps the contradiction lies in the historical moment alluded to earlier. Weir takes full advantage of the freedoms and innovations of the preceding decades, and his film is brimming with striking material. It also relies on old-fashioned conventions to please an audience, however, like the almost embarrassingly predictable ending. Intentionally or otherwise, The Year of Living Dangerously looks forward to commercial appeal by looking backward to well-worn formula.